Hey, it's Vishal. I help DTC brands scale with email plus SMS retention. So let's break this down. Today we'll be talking about checkout versus cart. We are talking about abandoned cart versus abandoned checkout. If you treat abandoned checkout and cart the same, you are losing thousands of dollars, literally thousands of dollars. So let's do a comparison of abandoned cart and abandoned checkout. Both are way different things, but most of the brand pretty much treat them as a single segment and pretty much just leave it like that. So these are not the same thing, and the psychology behind is completely different. So let's basically talk about intent, because at the end of the day, intent is the whole thing. Abandoned cart is browsing intent, basically a browsing intent. What it means is basically they add it to the cart to save it properly, explore or check prices, right? This is a warm interest but not buying interest. But abandoned checkout is buying yeah, something like that. They fill out contacts, shipping, payment, product. They were seconds away, just literally like 1 or 5 seconds away from buying. That's why these two behaviors are totally different. So just to reframe again, the intent behind abandoned cart is it's just an interest, nothing else. But the intent behind abandoned checkout is to buy the product. That itself is the intent. So in abandoned cart, the flow is softer, lighter, and more educational. They are just browsing, gathering information, so you just decide to help them. So the first email on abandoned cart should basically look like something like gentle, no pressure. You are not trying to come as a salesy. You are just coming something like, hey, you were checking this out. Simple as that. This out. Email 2. This is email 1. Email 2 is basically so benefit, features, and how it works. How it works. Email 3 is all about, let's say, social proof or bestseller, right? So what other bought? So what other people bought from you. So when you use incentive, light or none, discount here are not mandatory. We don't try to like push discount right out of the gate. If by any chance nothing happens, let's say the person hasn't open emails or click anything at all, then maybe we could like push them with something like incentive. But I don't see the whole point of like pushing incentive with abandoned cart at the very first. In terms of, let's talk about abandoned checkout. So abandoned checkout will do basically objection handling, safety, and incentive. This is where incentive comes in. This flow should be all about, rather than more gentle, this flow should be about fear removal and urgency. First emails should come basically 30 to 60 minutes. Basically they were ready to buy, but you just have to bring them back, right? So the first email is immediate reminder within 30 to 60 minutes. The second email should be basically objection crusher, where you handle things like shipping clarity, returns, reviews, frequently asked questions, sizing, guarantees, any guarantees that you have. The third email would be a minor incentive or free shipping. As I mentioned on my previous video, it's the same thing. There's nothing different here. Or mini incentive. That's pretty much it. Only now do you add that nudge or give them the discount, right? The one more rule: never send the same email to both. The same email, same to same email to both of the people or both funnel. Don't have the same email, just like clone that flow and change the name, change the trigger. Don't do that. If you send the same email to abandoned carters and checkout abandoners, you pretty much will make one of them feel wrong, because as I said, cart is more about curiosity, and in terms of checkout, it's more about commitment. Commitment, both are two different mindset if you really have to think about it. Just go back and see the intent part where I talked about the intent behind both of those. That's the most psychological thing. If you want my complete like side to side template of both flows, you can comment compare down below and I would send it to you. But if you want us to build the whole thing, just DM recovery on Instagram or Twitter and I could like get it done. But once again, let me tell you, most brand what they does is basically do one flow, clone it, just change the trigger, change the subject line and get it done. But let's talk about this. If someone abandon cart and they receive your email, right? Now they will move on to the next chapter of customer journey, which is checkout. Let's by any chance they abandon checkout too. They will receive the same email. I know it doesn't make that big of a difference, but trust me, it does. In huge numbers, it really does. And as I said, abandoned cart is just basic curiosity, so you handle it like that. Abandoned checkout is more about commitment. They were ready to buy, something happened, and it's about just giving that nudge. So this is the really big difference between abandoned cart and abandoned checkout, which most brand or most people don't do because they don't want to do the whole work. They just want to replicate it and get it done. But trust me, just invest probably 10 or 30 minutes of your time on this. You will see a big difference. That's all from me. Stay tuned with me, subscribe, comment down below if you have any question, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Hope you have a good one. Bye.